Show, man. Premiere of season 5. My name is Bernard Muhammad. Tonight, sitting in for Dr. Quick is Bakari. What's up, Bakari?
What's up, Bears Banter?
All right. Next to him is Guy Moore. What's up, Guy?
What up, though?
All right. Down below, we got Keith, also known as Plank. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
All right. Next to him, Brother Jay. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Man. Hey, are y'all get y'all wives and girlfriends to sign the disclosure statement?
Oh man, we too old for that, man.
Statement, they won't see y'all for the next 4 months.
Oh, we too old for that, man.
It is what it is, brother.
Hey, we've been together too long for that, man. You don't need no disclosure with that now.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about this season, man. I mean, what's y'all feeling right now?
I said we know by week 5.
Week 5.
I think week 5 we know what kind of, first off, we know what kind of line we got, because that's the only worrisome part I really got is our line.
Okay.
And then the play calling, we'll see that over the the 2 to 3 games. I really don't have a total clue how Caleb's going to play per se in the NFL. Totally. I mean, I see him do things, but we know it's totally different to go 4 quarters in the NFL at full speed. And they gaming for you. I think though, I just ask for people to be patient for the downtime, because we've been through our rookies as Bears fans our entire life. Mm-hmm. And even some rentals with Jay Cutler and you name it. But I just would prefer. I hope he because if he hits the ground running real fast and doing really well, they're gonna expect him to stay at that level. Okay. So I just would like him the full reveal, not his ceiling, but his full potential to be on display instead of splash plays. Just only because we've seen splash plays.
Okay, what you feeling, Jay?
Yeah,
I was telling people at work today, like, because one of my buddies was like, I'm calling it right now: 2 rushing TDs and 2 touchdown passes by Caleb Williams. I'm like, okay, slow down, slow down now. One thing I can say, seeing him since he got drafted through the OTAs and through the preseason, he's already a better quarterback than the last 2 quarterbacks that we've had, which I'm talking about Mitch and Justin. So, like Bakari said, I want everybody to curb their expectations. I think because of the way he plays, I really don't think our line is going to be exposed. So, I mean, I just really think that he's going to hit the ground running. But again, on one of the last broadcasts I had, I told y'all this is about the 3 P's. This is about play calling, playmaking, and protection. And if we can get those 3 things, we're going to be okay. We got the playmakers.
Yeah.
I do believe we got the play caller. If we can get the protection, we're going to be okay.
Okay. Yeah, Guy and Plank, what y'all feeling, man?
Okay. First of all, I think we need to clear up a couple of issues. Number one, he is a Chicago quarterback. Chicago has historically had horrible quarterback play. So if he comes out there and he's even competent, that already raises the level of what his capability is going to be. Number 2, he's a rookie. Rookies are going to go through ups and downs. They're going to go through ebbs and flows. Even with that, I think there's been very few rookies that have ever been put in a situation where the roster is going to support him so well. A general manager that's a very good in his role, head coach knows what he's doing, relates to the players, has the ability to also know how to play football. Other star players that he can defer to on offense and defense. So it's more of a team perspective than we've been used to in Chicago. Mm-hmm. We've been used to one side being heavy, and that's always been the defense. The other thing I wanted to talk about is if you practice hard, the game as a martial artist or what have you, I had my students going through so much stuff in practice, so much sweat and tears and blood and crying or whatever. By the time they got ready to compete, the competition was easy. So if you're watching the Bears out there in practice, those are things that you're seeing. And the last thing I wanted to mention in this initial thing, there's a misconception that we have a bad offensive line. Our offensive line gives an average of 2.5 seconds of protection every play. That means the quarterback at least has an opportunity to get the ball in his hand and go through at least his second read. So if we're looking at a competent quarterback, that's the difference of what we'll be able to see. I think Justin Fields is going to do that. He's already been elevated and selected as a captain. So this is a gentleman that is generational from a Bears perspective. I'll go ahead and pause.
Okay, yeah, I know you meant Caleb Williams.
What did I say?
Justin Fields.
Justin.
Oh my God! Hey, it's gonna take you a minute. I just had on Justin Fields' shirt upstairs, so
we're like an ex-girlfriend on this show.
Hey, she still got her shirt in my closet, man. What you want?
Hey, fellas, guy, what's going on?
Hey, when my girlfriend's gone, they gone. I'll even I'll pray for everybody. I just won't say their name, but I'll just include them in there. But you're gonna see something different. I think that what's gonna happen is it's you're gonna see more zone runs, but the way that this offense is designed is something more so on something called an Earhart-Perkins scheme. It's more run heavy, but because of the success that you have running, it makes the passing game just easy. So we're talking about running different types of schemes. Also, say if you said something like, say, the difference between that and like, say, the Air Coryell. There's 368 dodge right flat, da-da-da. This one is like ghost. And it's like everybody knows exactly what it means. There's always two receivers. There are two receiver pairs. There's these two receiving routes that come in these type of Earhart systems that everybody knows that they're going to run together in tandem. But with what they have with 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 22, 20, all that other stuff, he's going to open up the passing game so well to where it's like, the runs, I think we're going to be okay. Are we going to score a whole lot of points? We have the ability to do so. But in this offense with the defense, we're not going to have to score 30, 40 points to win the game no more, I don't think.
Yeah, hey, man, a lot of great points opening up. Thank everybody who's watching Bears Banter tonight for all your support for the last 5 years. Hey, I'd like to thank a couple of groups that always allow me to post a Bears Banter talk show broadcast. Chicago Bears in Atlanta. I hope I got the name correct. Monsters of the Midway.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Bears Banter Talk Show, Limbalone Group, and a couple other groups. Hey, I do want to add to, before we really get started, something that Plank said, and I just want to put some numbers to it. And I would say my concern is the offensive line, but it's more so because you got a rookie quarterback back there, and in college they just take too long to throw the ball. Just in general in college, the average quarterback has between 2.4 to 2.5 seconds to throw. That's average. Anything beyond 2.5. You probably, Tom Brady said that's a luxury. With that said, like Plank said, I was looking at a stat. The Bears linemen in 2023 sustained their blocks on an average 64% of the time. 2.5 seconds. The ball was held to 3.12 on the average play that the Chicago Bears ran, which is way too long. That's you living in luxury place. Pro Football Focus ranked the Bears offensive line in 2023 at the end of the season at number 11. Of course, that includes running.
Don't sound like a bad offensive line to me.
ESPN ranked the Chicago Bears offense at the end of the season. The offensive line, I'm sorry, these are offensive line, not the whole offense. The offense is in the bottom half. They ranked the Bears offensive line at the end of the season at number 10 at their ability to protect the quarterback. So Pro Football Focus, recap, ranked the Bears offensive line at number 11 at their ability to protect the quarterback. ESPN ranked them at number 10 to protect the quarterback. So it's 10 and 11. You know, I think if you take a round, I'd say it probably was around 14. You know,
I think it's actually lower than that. And what we got to look at, let's look at a mean with all of our starters in. How long are they able to get a quarterback? I personally believe, I don't have stats to prove it, I just have my eyes. When all of our starters were in, you know, Jenkins is in, Wright's in, all those guys are in, I think they give them even more than 2.5 seconds. It's just that we've had so many different injuries going down and we had to flip-flop. But I would think that if we took what we have and everybody's healthy and they're in their spots, I think even had more time.
That's the line. That's the stats from the line for the entire season.
yes, that's for the entire season.
That line switched all season last year. It switched a whole lot.
Yeah, so you got your low points. I'm assuming you got your low points at the beginning of the season, but halfway through the season, you get your high point. Now, just because the quarterback gets sacked, they're looking at why the quarterback is sacked, right?
Right.
So fans may say, hey, this is going bad because of lack of protection, but they're breaking down that the quarterback had this amount of time, etc. Now that, you know, let's admit we had a bad center last year. I know we had a bad center. What do you expect us to do against the Titans, Plank? I mean, what the Bears gonna come out doing?
Well, I think the Bears have a good idea of where to get the offense. They're going to give the ball to Swift. Definitely try to get him established early on. Also, one of the things that's going to be a key in this game is they've got Tennessee is trying to run a press defense against the Bears receiver. I personally think that's a mistake of trying to do bump and run with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, because all three of them bring different skill sets. So I think that may just be talk about what they're doing, but if they're committed to press defense 100% of the time, there's going to be all kind of openings in the second tier, that second level, 10 yards to 20 yards down the field. And I don't see Tennessee especially doing well. They traditionally don't have a very good defense. So we'll see if they want to down.
So answer me this question, gentlemen. Is Keenan Allen playing the slot?
Yeah.
There's your answer right there. That's your answer. There's your answer right there. Your biggest guys in the slot.
You can't guard Keenan Allen in a phone booth.
Bump and run if y'all want to. Go ahead.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is gonna wind up being the safety blanket for the season, though. Because anytime you got third down, third and short, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, he knows how to get open in those instances. And I just really feel like, I'm trying not to be so excited, but I'm telling you.
You went down there, right? You went to OTAs?
No, actually, I didn't. Oh,
okay.
I didn't this year. I'm just trying to curb my enthusiasm because I know, as one of you guys said, Caleb being a rookie, he's going to go through those growing pains. I think you said that, Bakari. He's going to go through the growing pains. But Caleb Williams is good. And like I said, I mentioned to y'all, his football IQ is so high that he's already better than the last two quarterbacks at this stage of his career than they are right now at their stage of their career. And we're talking about a 4-year guy and a 6 or 7 year guy. They've already shown that they really are career backups. This guy hasn't played a real football game in the NFL, but just to see how he maneuvered in the pocket, his IQ, he know where the pressure is coming from. He know where's the blitz. He's reading the defense like, okay, that was a single high. Now he's dropping. So now I know I got this over here. He's so far advanced as a rookie than a lot of quarterbacks that I've seen coming to the NFL. So
when we play Minnesota,
we don't play Minnesota until
maybe November.
Sometime in November.
What's their defensive coordinator? The one that throw all the blitzes.
Brian
Flores.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I see that difference also. Remember when Jordan Love came out? Remember Jordan Love came out like early on, it was kind of like blitzing him, and then they like kind of stopped like week 9. As he was consistently beating the blitz. Flores like to throw a lot of blitz at him. I'm looking forward to seeing Caleb responses against the exotic blitzes because, to me, once a QB has mastered the blitz game, especially at the NFL level, he has the potential almost to be elite in a lot of ways because Caleb is always looking downfield to throw. We've seen that potential, but that can easily change and start looking down if you start taking too many hits. You can start looking down. So I see the stat that you gave me about the line. That's great, but I would also want a stat average separation between the wide receivers during that time back in the season, but see how it is this season. See the weapons. The only other rookie I ever seen come into a situation like this is Purdy. Purdy then came into the perfect situation, but there has never been a number one in this situation, a number one pick. So that's the only guy I can see that came into an elite situation as a rookie and had time to had everything around him to just thrive. And I just appreciate that stat, Bernard. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, separation does matter. Looking at what the Titans are is I'm not sure, right? Because they don't have Derrick Henry. So I'm not sure what their identity is. I guess we won't find out until they play the Bears. They have a new coach. So I'm not sure if they're going to be a offensive minded team, a defensive minded. I guess there's a lot of unknown when this. I think Levis is starting, right?
Yeah, and not only that, they have 35 new players on their roster that make their 53-man roster. 35.
They're the same as us.
Pretty much. So what I think they're going to come out in, because they the running back that they got now from Dallas, who played at Dallas. Somebody called his name. Somebody called him Pollard. So they got Pollard. They got Pollard now running back.
Dallas from Dallas.
And they also got DeAndre Hopkins. They signed the kid from Cincinnati, Tyler Boyd, I believe his name is, and one of the wide receivers that they drafted. So they have what they call a three-headed monster. And Will Levis is known, quote unquote, to be a gunslinger. So I don't know what their offense is going to look like. They, just like us, are trying to gel together. Levis, he started 8 games, I believe, last year. So he's still kind of getting his feet wet. So we don't know what this offense is going to be. But my thing is, out of the first 4 games that the Bears are playing, and I don't know if I'm getting ahead of the show, the first 4 games that the Bears are playing this year, Tennessee is the worst of those. So it's almost like you got to start this. You got to start this off with a win. You got to start this off with a win.
From my opinion, Tennessee with those 35 new players, they are going out for a dress rehearsal in their first game, so they're not going to be ready for it. And don't forget, they just got rid of a monster at running back. Derrick Henry is, everybody that plays against him, they wearing extra pads the week they're going to play against this guy. He's a load. And the fact that we going from Derrick Henry to Pollard, man, I'll take that all day. That reminds you of when you were a kid and you played in the Oklahoma drill, and a lot of times guys would be trying to match up the numbers and say, okay, I'm in number 3, and Jay in number 3. Oh man, let me act like I got to tie my shoe.
Right, so I can fly to number 4 because I see somebody in number 4 that I think I have a better chance with. Yeah.
Right.
Been there, done that.
Well, I think what's going to happen is Tennessee is going to be trying to fill things out a little bit more, especially because they didn't get a lot of time out there on field and on task during the preseason, trying out their offense, trying out their defense. So they're going to be finding out real time, who they are right in the middle of the game. So I don't think that combination never necessarily works.
And you also have to remember, it's week one. Anybody that watches football knows that week one tends to get kind of sloppy. If y'all saw the game last night,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Ronnie Staley had 4 penalties in the first half called on him for lining up in the backfield. So, it can be kind of sloppy. It can be kind of sloppy. But at the same time, this is a game, and I hate to say this week one, but this is a must-win game for the Bears.
Okay. I'm with it.
Can I tell you something?
Because we won 7 games, we got to go to we got to do better. I'm with it.
Because I look at it like this. If the Bears lose to Tennessee,
we in the hole.
Next week, they go on the road to Houston, which they're not going to be favored in that game.
C.J. Stroud.
So now, not saying that they will, but if you lose that game, now you're 0-2. So now you got the fan base scratching their head again. Now now the score, ESPN, it's Eberflus on the hot seat. This is a must-win game for the Chicago Bears this week.
Yeah.
It's week one. I'm sorry, but it is.
The Bears are ruining Caleb Williams.
All of that.
This is
all of it.
18-game season. With the layoff week and everything, it will be fine. They've got a new team with a couple of new players that have to find their role. The Bears will be okay. Trust me, they'll be fine.
I'm just telling you the narrative around it. That's what everybody. If the Bears wind up going 0-2, people are gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna ruin Caleb Williams and this and that. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Look what happened when we had Tressman and we started at 5-1.
Right.
They're the greatest thing ever, and then they started losing. Oh, they suck because the majority of people that have those opinions about that, they don't even understand the concept of football. All they know is you throw a touchdown, you run a football, you kick the football, and you curse when stuff ain't right. They don't understand football. It's a process, man.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting thing in 2018, Nagy's first year, the Bears started out 3-3, and they finished the season 12-4.
4, yep.
Yeah, so so that year you would even they lost the opener to Green Bay, and you would even thought they would have been 500 that year, right? They all of a sudden got lightning in the bottle, and they probably overachieved.
That defense and all those little trick plays that didn't work the next season. Bringing out defensive player on the goal line and run the opposite.
But y'all forgot about the other big cup of stuff that they dropped on them. Luck.
Because I know we got to move on, but that 2018 season, I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been going to Soldier Field since I was 15 years old. That game that we played against the Rams that Sunday night, that was the loudest I ever heard Soldier Field. I mean, the stadium literally was shaking. That's just how insane that game was. And the Rams came in. I think they were undefeated, or they might have only lost one game.
Yeah.
And Mitch played a bad game, but that defense was so good. And Soldier Field, that's the loudest. Even the playoff game, that's the loudest that I have ever seen Soldier Field, man. It was 2018 season was it was magical. It really was. When it boils down to it, it really was magical. And that was the last time we beat Green Bay too, actually, in 2018.
Hey, what's up, Mo man?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, whoa, what's up, bro?
Go Buckeyes, boy.
Oh, Snapple.
Hey, what? Watching Caleb Williams, and I know that we haven't seen him in a regular game. I'm excited about it. It just looks and feels different, and I kind of go back in my mind of all the things that was being said, and I'm more and more convinced through the years that the national sports media hate Chicago Bears, and they try to say stuff with what the Bears shouldn't do. Then when the Bears don't do what they say the Bears shouldn't do, then the Bears made a mistake. Then when the Bears do what they say do, then they say the Bears made a mistake. So anyway it goes, the national sports media seem like they always got something negative to say about the Bears. But if you look at what we've seen so far as reference to Caleb Williams, he's a bad teammate. he's not even 6 feet tall. He's probably 5'11". You know, it was just all kind of stuff to make you as a fan say, man, should we get this guy? He cried at a game and he had his fingernails. You know, they was feed all kind of stuff. But when you look at it and get his story, you can see that this is a guy, man, that football is his life. And it's been his life for a long time. And when you see the story about him being on his own, maybe since his freshman year in high school, and that responsibility, I mean, hell, I couldn't have been at home at a place by myself. Freshman in high school, through all high school. Oh, God.
He got like some type of chart, like a gold chart that he charts it, and he's also you know, I think Hard Knocks did a real decent job. I'm watching the Hard Knocks, what have you. Kind of, they didn't focus totally on Caleb, but I think they did an excellent job, just humanizing the entire organization, especially Ryan Poles. We nailed it with the GM. Ryan Poles is such an authentic person. The other day when he had to let I think it was a safety go. I don't want to get it wrong, but he had to let that brother
go. Yeah, he had to let
yeah.
Colbert go. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just he was so authentic about it because he's been in that situation, he said. But I think it's revealing. That's the cool thing about Hard Knocks and the Bears finally doing it. It let the average person go into the and personalize the players, because I was rooting for Detroit the other season. You know, after I watched Hard Knocks, I knew, you know, I'm like, yeah, as long as they're not playing us, you know, I'm down with Detroit. So I just think that I just really appreciate the ability to go back there, and the Bears have been humanized a little. So maybe the media, like you said, it won't stick as much, because I've seen the media talk up all types of number ones, you know, until they not, you know what I'm saying? And then I've seen them downplay players like Lamar until he a 2-time MVP. You know, Lamar holds onto the ball.
You know? Oh no, this morning they was calling him all kind of garbage. But
right. So, you know, so I'm just saying, you know, until they not. So it's just tomatoes to mine. But some people are stat nerds and some people are gamers.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I'll leave it at this because it lowers my stress level. It's always the heathen that trying to tell the righteous how to pray.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and that, you know, you talk about the national media. I don't know if y'all heard what Belichick said yesterday about Caleb Williams.
No, I didn't hear him. He said something profound.
He said, he wasn't really impressive this preseason. I'm not impressed. He was only 10 or 20. He was only 10 or 20. That's 50%. Bro, come on, it's preseason. Are you serious? Are you serious right now?
Well, let's look deeper into those comments, though. What did Belichick do during the early 2000s? Teams dominated, right? Some guys like this, I'm the best thing, and then they saw that crash with New England right after Brady left. I think it's one of them things where that guy's now Belichick. I mean, I give him his props for what he did, but you ain't a head coach no more. You give an opinion, but you sound less being theoretical and more about hating the fact that you don't have a team or you don't have a team that's good enough. So you want to talk about?
He'll be a head coach again? Do you think he'll?
No, I don't think so.
Yes,
I don't think so.
Next year, yes, he will.
You know why I say? Only reason why I say, well, maybe I could be wrong, but the only reason why I don't is look at the media. Look at this generation now. I've seen this generation. I hate to get off topics and stuff like that. The football. Cheryl Swoops is probably one of the 5 greatest players ever. She made a comment about Caitlin Clark, not about her ability, but because she's a rookie. When we were coming up and you was like, what was our whole mindset when we came in? Yeah, he cold, but he a rookie. Let's see what he gonna do. Man, she said what she said about Caitlin Clark, and it wasn't false, and it wasn't being mean-spirited. All these little snotty-nosed folks, now they trying to elevate Caitlin Clark to be this Jesus character. Oh, Cheryl Swoops is hate. It's just so, these people are so cake right now. They don't understand criticism that, okay, you might be great, but you just not going to walk up here. So I told this guy one time, he was saying that, and I said, look, talk about Caleb Williams. I said, so let me ask. I said, you're an engineer, right? It's like, yeah, where'd you go to school? He said, what you mean? He said, I went to Wisconsin Stevens Point. I said, but you know what? They got this new Hindu brother that came in here. He was a Harvard grad. He's a new guy. He's coming into your department. You're going to have to train him. And guess what? They say he's the greatest thing ever, and they looking at your position to see if they can reshape it. Man, he almost passed out. I said, oh, so see, when it comes to you, we put the principles in there. But with Caleb Williams, like you could talk about Caleb Williams, but when you take that same type of diatribe and put on that person's situation, is different. That's why I don't listen to none of this crap, man, because they be bad.
And I'm going to tell you something, because when Belichick said that yesterday, in preparation for this show, I was looking. I'm like, okay, Caleb was only 10 or 20. I'm like, that's 50%. But then I went back and looked. He had two out of the 10 incompletions. 3 of them was drops.
Yeah.
2 of them was throwaways. So you listen to people and they just throw stuff out there.
They didn't watch
without
the game.
doing the research. You know, fact. As a journalist, I tell people all the time, fact check. You got to fact check, because you can always throw these narratives out there, but if they're not true, then they mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
and that's how I looked at, and that's how I took Belichick's comments yesterday.
But
I
it
was
was
like, wow,
true.
I really do.
But that's why we talk about numbers. Like, for example, if a guy has a propensity to throw 12-yard balls to the right side, that's fine. You can use that because now you have a mean. But if I go 10 for 20, I had to throw away 3. I had 2 drops. That's 5.
That's
and
5.
I had 2 callbacks on penalty or whatever. You know, the point is, people look at the end. Oh, he sucked. He only did 50%. But then when you watch the game, it's like he was all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Bakari said something. I'm sorry to get off subject, but I guess get to the game a little bit more. Bakari mentioned about, usually teams like to blitz rookies. And normally what you really want to do is blitz a rookie up the middle, because they usually is uncomfortable.
Yes.
But unfortunately, is that what you want to do to Caleb? I'm not sure, because Caleb really wants to move out the pocket and get on the edge.
Make some dynamic play happen.
Correct. So I could see teams, if they do blitz him, the ones who make a mistake may try to do up the middle. But I would think more teams would try to blitz him off the edge, maybe show him pressure up the middle, but bring a guy off the edge. But he's so good at going the opposite way. Because normally you would try to blitz a guy if you're a right-hand quarterback, you blitzing him to try to make him uncomfortable, and he's going to his left where you have to contort his body to try to get the ball off. He's good at that.
He also has a natural ability to step. He's naturally steps up in the pocket. He doesn't naturally float out of the pocket. Like, anybody, you didn't have to play football where you just be playing Madden. When you first learned how to play Madden, you naturally back up for the video game. In real life, when them big dudes coming towards you naturally gonna back up in real life. But somebody to go towards that danger, that goes towards that can't be. It could be taught, but if it's natural.
It's natural, right?
If it's natural, it's much easier, because now he don't put his head down. He's play with him, and that again we said it, Bernard. Like, I'm interested to see what Flores do. With them blitz, because whoever start blitzing the most, that's to me is just gonna show me his IQ. I'm just gonna say his processing speed. I just think that's gonna reveal his processing speed. Even if they don't all the way do it, they fake it. It don't matter. If they simulate it. That if they go full blitz, and that's gonna show me his processing speed, because we know it's gonna be either he got to know his check down, or he got to get up out of it, right? He got to change his protection or call a new play, So that's gonna let me know. So I'll be like, wow, he is light speeds ahead of her in a lot of ways on that.
Hey, Frank, when you think the first play gonna be of the game? Well, how the Bears gonna open up? They gonna come out running?
They go through
screens. What they gonna do? Right?
Zone run to the left. Then what's going to happen? Look, and this is, I know we want to pass, we want to do is we got these dogs, but one of the biggest factors, and I encourage y'all to sit up and watch some of the Bears plays. Man, Waldron got a 2 tight end pistol play. I'm looking at this like, what? So he's got the 2 tight ends, he's got the man back sitting in the pistol. And this dude snaps the ball. One tight end, both tight ends come and block off the edge the guys that are rushing. One guy does a block and comes off. I'm telling you, it's gonna be this year is gonna be so fun. I think Caleb does have the ability to process the way that he should. And I agree. I think that Caleb does have more ability and knowledge as far as speed as the last two quarterbacks we had. But wait till you see some of the stuff that Waldron pulls out that offensive playbook. You're gonna be sitting back after week 6 or 7. You're gonna be like, okay, they picking their poison now. You're gonna worry less about him getting sacked and more about how many yards we gonna get.
If Caleb throw the ball.
I want to talk very quickly about a couple of underrated players that we actually signed this year that are going to make a tremendous difference for our year. First of all, at center, Coleman Shelton, he's already a championship player. He won a championship with the Rams. He is a tremendous upgrade to what we've been used to playing the center positions at the last couple of years. He's not necessarily the strongest guy, but he's very smart, very witty, what you would call crafty. And also, that's on offense. That's going to be an upgrade. A defensive upgrade is also going to be Kevin Byard. We're looking at him versus our boy Bo Jax. There's no comparison. This is a guy that comes to work every day, that has not missed a game in his entire career. And he's one of those players that can play at free safety as well as strong safety. So it's harder for you to figure out what defense and where the different defenders are going to be. So I'm thinking that those two moves are extremely underrated, but we're going to see the difference and we're going to see the benefit of that on Sunday.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't too underrated because Braxton Jones said today they asked him who they felt was the leader of the offensive line, and guess who he said?
Who's that?
Coleman Shelton.
I
like it.
He said this guy comes to work prepared every day. He was like, everybody gravitates to this man. So he's a free agent coming in. And you're talking about Braxton Jones, who's in his third year. You're talking about Tevin Jenkins, who's in his third year. Ryan Bates, who's a veteran. Nate Davis, who's a veteran. This guy has come in and has just put his stamp on the offensive line. So it's going to be surprising. We probably ain't going to know until Sunday because they still haven't announced who this starting five is going to be. So we don't know who's going to start at center. If it's going to be Ryan Bates or if it's going to be Coleman Shelton. But I said when they signed him, I think it would be him. He started all 17 games for the Rams last year. Yep. 13 games the year before that. So he's got his hands dirty, and he's been successful. So Coleman Shelton, I think, is a big part of what the Bears are going to do. And as far as I was getting ready to say, when y'all was actually like what the Bears will come out and do, I would be surprised if Caleb Williams throw the ball 25 times. I would be stunned. Unless the Bears are down, I would be stunned that he throw the ball 25 times. It's going to be real run. I'm going to tell y'all, DeAndre Swift, watching him with the Eagles, I seen him carry a drive.
By himself.
6 straight plays.
By himself.
Take a break. 5 straight plays. Somebody else come in. Get it down to the goal line. Touchdown. DeAndre Swift, it's a reason why it was 8 minutes into free agency when the Bears intended that contract.
They were trying to get whatchamacallit from New York. Because I watched they were because I saw Saquon because I saw it on the New York Jets Hard Knocks that the Bears was coming in over the top, taking up the price of Saquon. And they did it. If you look at the New York Hard Knocks, the GM was talking about the Bears is in there trying to get Saquon, taking up the price for Saquon. He ended up in Philly.
What's up, Russell?
Russ.
Thank you.
What's up, Russ? Hey, Jay, that's a good point. I think Caleb throws the ball between maybe max 20 times.
Yep.
As long as the game don't, if it's going to Bears' favor. I think you get a heavy dose of DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert. I think you get a couple of max protect plays where they're going to do some isolation to highlight a few players, right? This play, we're going to go max protect, but we're going to send Cole Kmet up against the linebacker, or this is going to be the Roma Doomsday play. We just going to make you just bag up because we're going to throw a deep one the wrong, and we're just going to roll out and throw the Kenan Allen a few times just to let you know. But I think we're going to try to keep that game plan simple. What you got, Jay?
And see, that's the kind of play caller that Waldron is. Every week it's going to be somebody different. I'm going to run the football.
Yeah.
But whoever that receiver going to be that day, he's going to get fed. If you go back and look at Seattle's offense, it'd be certain days where DK Metcalf, he might get 10, 12 targets. The next game, he might get 3. But then you got a Lockett in that game that might get 10 to 12 targets. That's how he spreads the ball out. So by the time you get right around week 8 or 9, everybody looking like, man, we don't know who they throw the ball to.
We don't know what they're running.
We don't even know what they. So that's the kind of game caller that he is. Again, I always said, when you got a play caller that can marry plays together, and I've heard somebody from the Bears say this, I believe it was on a Hard Knocks, or it was like after a game, after a preseason game, they was like, Coach Waldron just married plays together.
That's what it is.
When you marry plays together, your offense gets to flow a little bit better as opposed to just throwing darts at the wall like I used to say about Nagy and the rest of those guys.
It's that thing I was telling you about. He's got a little bit of this Earhart Perkins thing, man. I saw him have triple tight ends on the strong side. He runs a play that gets about 5-6 yards, right? Runs the exact same play to the weak side. He gets 15 yards. I think he's a garden tool for pounding the ball. But what I think Waldron does, which I wish a lot of other coaches would do, they'll run plays and get like 10 yards here and 9 yards here running, and they'll turn around and pass it. His whole thing is, look, stop me. You can't stop me? Okay, I'm going to keep it going. And the truth of the matter is, let's keep it real. What way to kind of help Caleb Williams feel the ambiance of being an NFL quarterback than to turn around, hand the ball off to Swift or whoever, and they just gapping off yards. So now guess what? When he gets the play to run to snap the ball, he ain't even thinking about it because he going to have protection because they're going to be sitting up here like, I really don't want to blitz them because they about to run. They about to do this zone block. Or they got this tight end, these 2 tight ends sitting back here. Ain't nobody going out. We got a max protect with a tight end coming up here on the curl. And the one thing I want to leave out there, he has another wrinkle in his offense, and it's like Eric Coryell. You notice that with Don Coryell's tight ends, they didn't run tight end routes. They ran wide receiver routes. So imagine what's going to happen to Kmet this year. They're going to clown, man. They're going to clown.
Hey, what's up, Deb? Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight. I thank everybody who's tuning in to Bears Banter tonight. Hey, I know we're going up against who's that playing tonight? The Packers and
the Packers and the
Eagles.
Packers and the Eagles
just got stopped on the one like not too long.
Okay. Yeah, I know we're going against them. NFL is competing against high school football now on Fridays. They're gonna have some games on Saturday this year, competing against college.
Brazil, right?
But you know what? Let's flip over to the defense in reference to this game. It looked like we may have a player out on defense. We got a couple of players questionable on defense right now. Montez Sweat, I believe, is questionable.
Yes, it's toe. He's questionable.
Okay, Pickens is questionable, right?
No, he's out.
He's out. Okay.
Yeah, Pickens is out.
Okay. Anybody else out? Y'all have an injury report?
No, everybody here. We got Keenan Allen's of course questionable, which means he's gonna play with his heel. Kieran Amegaje, offensive tackle.
He's been out.
Quad. Bates, Roshan Johnson, Mercedes Lewis, they don't even really know what it is, but Pickens is the only one that they have out. No, wait a minute, I take that back. Yeah, Pickens is the only one they have out. With Sweat, Darrell Taylor, and DeMarcus Walker, they are questionable.
Okay. So any concerns about the defensive line this year? I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk in the offseason about getting a pass rush, and I know they picked up about 3 players in the last 2 weeks, right?
Our defense.
Yeah.
Our defense is raw. It's like
Sweat Billings.
It is even with Montez Sweat, they're being the focal point. Our defense is just going to be better with the new acquisition of. I think we got a new safety. What's what you call it? Biles is.
Kevin Byard.
Kevin
Yeah,
Byard.
just the ability to tackle. We love Eddie, right? We love him, but we just
This dude ain't Eddie.
Yeah, I love him, man.
Eddie.
That's
He's
why.
out there making business decisions.
Yeah,
Upgrade,
man.
yeah.
He'll make a business decision before you start a business, man.
But with the pass rush and everything that we got right now, I think the cornerbacks would be it's paid off day if they got beat, and that's how they playing, and that's scary.
Yeah.
And then you got a guy right there in the nickel slot acting like a straight up clown, man. I'm like, what the heck is up with Kyler Gordon? I know he could play, but it's got to the place now with Kyler Gordon. They almost scared to throw it nearly to him because you will either get popped.
He's so athletic. He's super athletic.
Yeah, he's like on some other. It's like I can't say that I've never seen it, but in my mind's eye, what I'm thinking, I can't think of another guy who played the nickel that had like he's got the speed, he's got the tackle, and he got a vertical too.
Yeah.
Hey, so what do our defense get something in this game? They get any turnovers? They get any sacks?
They're gonna get 2 takeaways. The Bears are gonna get 2 takeaways.
We're gonna get two and a half takeaways.
You gonna get 2 takeaways? I got 2 sacks and a takeaway.
I got 2.5.
I got 2 takeaways and 3 sacks. They're gonna get some takeaways because, like I said again, Will Levis likes to throw the football.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where either side gonna have to come out
and throw
and win the game, and they're gonna have to throw the football. And I think that's where the Bears are going to excel at.
Okay.
Edwards and Briscoe with picks
at all 3 positions. They have an elite defensive lineman, a couple of elite linebackers, and a number of elite DBs. So that just in and of itself is going to make us competitive. Don't sleep on Austin Booker. A lot of times people keep talking about he's just a rookie.
Read the bottom.
Every time I see that young man go out there, he hits people in the mouth. Also, I wanted to very quickly put a comment out there against Jeffrey Simmons. He's kind of put some bulletin board material up there about what he's going to do to Justin Fields, to Caleb Williams and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Let's see what happens. He's got a lot of guys protecting him too. I keep saying Justin Fields.
It's okay.
A minute too. I know who I'm talking about though.
Hey Russell, I saw your comment. I saw your comment that Komet gonna get the first touchdown, but it ain't gonna be Komet. It's gonna be DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift gonna score the Bears first touchdown.
I think so too.
Yeah,
you're talking about Russ.
I think he gonna get a grip too. I think he's gonna get a run. He might even get a pass out the flat.
Oh, he's gonna run for a bucket and change. He's gonna run for a bucket and change Sunday.
That dude is like basically the football version of a Swiss Army knife.
Okay, like, everybody going Swift. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna go DJ Morton because I don't want to be proud.
I ain't mad at
that. On the defensive side, I think Jalen Johnson is motivating himself. He felt disrespected.
He was.
On the top, top NFL 100 players, and that's picked primarily by the players. So I expect him to get a turnover. And before we get to the prediction, I do want to share another stat from one of our defensive players. I think we didn't really appreciate a lot of us this last year. TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards had 91 solo tackles last year, 64 assist tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions. He played all 17 games. And I'm going to read this other stat, and y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say his name, but he had 84 solo tackles, 74 assists, 1.5 sack, 1 interception, 16 games. He made the Pro Bowl. I know it's the difference of what conference you're in, but with them stats I read, those performances were not that much different.
Right.
Well, that's kind of off though, because technically, we got to use the stats from both of them because we got a 2 for 1.
We got two for 1.
TJ Edwards passes the eye test too, though.
You
can see the impact that he's putting on people. He's making tackles for loss. He's stopping people in the hole, in the A gap, or whatever. You can see him imposing his will on the entire game. And it gets to the point where you forget all about Edmonds being out there at the same time.
Yeah.
And a complimentary player, we don't give a whole lot of props to anymore because he's not.
But a guy like that is smart enough to know he's smart enough to know he's not fast enough. But you ever notice if you ever sit up and watch him, it's pretty much every play I've seen. When he takes a step, that's where the play is going. So he actually has one step on it. So it doesn't matter if he doesn't run a 4.3. It's like you look at plays, he's there. He's making solo tackles. He's getting to spots. He's sitting back in coverage, not dropping balls. I mean, what else do you want, man?
So before we get to the prediction, I mean, how do the Bears win? I mean, we ain't talked about that. You know, we talked about a lot of stuff, but we talked about stuff from last year. We talked about Caleb. But how do the Bears win? I mean, what's the keys to a victory on Sunday? What you got, Jay? I see you count.
The 3 P's. Y'all gonna hear me say this all season. Play calling, protection, playmaker. Whether it's on offense or defense, that is the key to this entire season. Play calling, protection, and playmaker. We got them all. The only question mark we have is will we have the protection? And I think we will because of the quarterback IQ. Period.
Okay.
That's how they win.
P's. Well,
that's how they win.
Okay.
I got some. I think we got to play on time. We can't start behind the chains. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. Like that's a big deal. You start, first and 15 or 20, behind the chains after you already didn't just let's say it was kicked off to us and we started back on our 5 when we really should be on our 30, So playing on time to me is very critical, and because that's something you can control. You can control no false starts. You can control, no bad snaps. You can control that stuff. So to me, that stuff is the difference in the game. And you can also control don't blow coverages. So just like the Philadelphia Eagles just did right now.
Hey, Plank, what you got? Key to a victory?
Yeah, stay ahead of the chain. So it's going to make a difference with 2nd and 4 or 3rd and 3. That makes a tremendous difference. That gives you a lot more options on offense to run the ball versus pass. We got to get away from the propensity of everybody thinking we're going to come out like we Air Coryell because we've got this new offense coordinator and all
right.
We don't have to come out like that.
Right.
If you come out, you got a heck of an offensive line. Let's lean on these guys. Let's do that. And when we do that, we need to take the points when we're in range to score. Even if we don't get touchdowns, put the pressure on Tennessee, hit field goals. There's nothing wrong with that. Coming away with points is going to actually build up our confidence and give us an opportunity to be better. It's almost like this is an exhibition game, but we have to at least start with a good foundation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hey, those are great points. I think the Bears' keys to victory, everything y'all said, I would say also keep it simple, right? Keep your game plan simple, play solid defense, and like Bakari say, don't get behind on the sticks, don't shoot yourself in the foot. I know the new kickoff rule makes it kind of weird, but anytime you can get the ball to start at the 30, take those starts at the 30 if you can. Don't run back balls out of the end zone unless you got it, because you could start at the 30 this year on those kickoffs. And the worst
every ball last night was kicked out the end zone.
Yeah, the worst thing you could do is have that guy bringing that ball out the end zone and he's getting tackled on the 15 and you get a penalty and you start on the 5. Take the 30, and defensively just play a solid game and don't try to press. And that should be a keys to victory. What's your keys, guy?
For that, the key to this game is going to be key to every game. We playing smash mouth football. We're going to run it down your throats. Not only that, we're going to beat you up. The Bears can win if they send a team to another team and that team see them beat up. When you walk out of a game and feel like you've been at a football game, when you get these guys out here fist fighting, playing some straight up old school Bears football, because what if they're running it, if Swift's doing his thing, you got our guys running and they handle their function. Our guys are taking care of our defenses, punching people in the mouth. You sending guys home hurt. Now you got some guys coming in like, okay, they ain't gonna beat us up. Then you keep smashing that mouth. After about game 4, game 5, it's a whole lot of little cute stuff that they would normally do that they're not gonna do. I just think that they really just need to be consistent. And if they're consistent, they're gonna have a whole lot of teams walking up here not thinking about, oh, we gonna get us a W. Now they're gonna have to come and play some ball. Let's just bust them in their mouth. And we bring Plank out there. We put you out there on one play, Plank.
I'm gonna tell y'all though. I'm gonna tell y'all as Bears fans, we've always been optimistic. We realist, but optimistic. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this just feels different.
It does.
This feels different.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm right, but it just feels that even in the preseason, man, the way I'm talking about the 3rd and 4th string guys, just to see them flying around the ball and hitting on deep, it just feels different. The Bears cut a lot of players. The Bears cut a lot of players this offseason that could make
a roster. Yep.
That can make a roster. And Ryan Poles said it earlier in the year. When training camp started, he's like, it's gonna be hard to make this roster. And if you notice, you ain't seen a whole lot of undrafted free agents or free agents. Everybody on this roster is drafted. Outside of a few free agent signings. So this is a good roster, man, and it's actually. I just hope it shows. It's a good roster.
Hey, Jay, show that this is a hard roster to make. I believe they cut Pettis today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he wasn't on. I don't think he was on the Bears last year. I think he was.
They were doing punt return and wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But they signed that kid from Green Bay.
That's right.
And if I got this correctly, they signed him, and they needed to sign him to the 53-man roster. He couldn't go on the practice squad. He had to go on the roster. So they had to make room for that. But I know Dante Pettis was on injured reserve.
He was in reserve. So they're doing an injury settlement. I want to say that's a headline I saw that they was doing an injury settlement with him.
Okay. Hey. Like you said, it's going to be hard to make this roster, man. It's going to be hard to make this roster.
Hey, what about Torrey Taylor kicking the ball all the way to Maxwell Street and make it curve back to the 12-yard line? That kid
y'all ready for y'all predictions?
No. Before we move on, we got to talk about one more elephant in the room.
Who's that?
Velus Jones is Velus Jones to make team. They have Velus, man. They said Velus has been reborn.
Hey, didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all Velus Jones was gonna make this roster, man. I told y'all.
Posed and baptized him in fire. He would put the man back out there again.
I told y'all he was gonna make this roster.
I have no faith in him catching the punt return, but Velus can play running back. To me, he can.
I have zero confidence in him catching the punt.
Boy, he was running faster than that.
I have zero confidence in him catching the kickoff at this point.
Hey, but you know what though? In that preseason, he was running like a heathen away from the Holy Ghost. Boy, he was gone.
He was running like he was from Alabama, boy. I was like,
well, we're gonna see because he is listed as the primary kick returner. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I told y'all he was gonna make this roster. I told y'all the new kickoff rule, I knew he was gonna make this roster just because of that. Which is why I still say they was playing him at running back. They was grooming him for kickoff return. So I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised at all. Do I felt like he should have made it? I don't think he should have. But because they
good.
Because they was able to sign Collins to the practice squad, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it just because they was able to sign Collins to the practice squad. So I'm okay with it.
Think about it, over the years of his career, he's taken a couple running plays to the house. Yeah. Jones has been too hard to tackle anytime they put him in a position. So
I think they think he a Debo. Because Poles was saying he was saying that he was looking at what was you talking about Velus trade, a 4th round pick, and he didn't want to. He was like, I don't. That's really a hard call. He didn't want to do it. He said that in Harden. I think they think they got them a little Debo, a switchblade player, you know. So I think that's what they think they got. We'll see.
One thing he can't say, he didn't get an opportunity. The Bears
Exactly. And I believe this is the final year of his contract, or he sat through next year.
Third year.
This is third year. Okay, so he has another year left. But this is make or break year. This is a make or break year for him.
It's either now or he's not going to get another opportunity. So let's see what he's got.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, you were right about he was gonna make this squad, and I still want to give a shout out to Quick, who couldn't make it tonight. You know, he's back out there reffing games about trust the process.
Yes.
And I think it sounded so foreign to us as Bears fans, in my opinion, because we really haven't seen the Bears have a process probably since the 80s. I think what we've saw the Bears done historically since the 80s was kind of like put players in, you know, let's get a player. Right. We need a linebacker. We get a linebacker.
Right.
All where they may.
Right.
Linebacker.
Now we need a corner. We are this player away from here. Okay, now we're not a player away. We're just this coach away. We're an offensive coordinator away from being competitive. Oh, now we're just a head coach away. And I think that's why we really didn't buy into when he kept saying, I say personally, process, because I really haven't watched them do a process. I've just been watching them patch up what they felt to be close. And I am happy to be at this point with the Bears, because even though it's painful to watch those games over these last 4 years, you know, we've been doing the podcast, this is the most positive. I'm looking at the roster, and the energy seems different. And it seemed like his players that we don't have a bunch of old guys that we got from somebody else's roster who might have got their better days behind them and stuff like that. With all
and not only that, we still got money.
We still got money.
Still got money. You got all your core players pretty much signed up, and you still got money. Ryan Poles has did a phenomenal job with the teardown, the rebuild, and not a roster. So we're gonna see.
And to that point, he did exactly what he told people he was gonna do. He was gonna go through the draft. Mm-hmm. And, his candor is really refreshing as well. He gets out there in front of the microphone and he just talks to us. So we have an idea of what his vision is. Think about it. Ryan Pace might not even say 2 words to the fan base any year that he was there. So it's definitely a welcome change. And, on all 3 levels, the Bears are actually really starting to rise, from the executive level, the president trying to get a new stadium, to the GM rebuilding the team, and he's done a great job with that. To the coach, who even going through all the turmoil, he never lost the locker room, which is a tremendous thing to say.
Yep.
So I'm excited. I'm extremely excited about the Bears.
They're running like an organization. They're running it like the way it's supposed to be. Personnel.
A new school organization.
It's completely different, because if you look
football dudes in charge now. It's just football dudes in charge.
And what I see too, not just on Hard Knocks, but different videos I've seen. Kevin Warren, Poles, Flus, they seem like they talk a lot. So it's great to hear that, because now Flus, they can come out and give the vision of what he can give, a vision of what he wants to do. And then now Poles, instead of just jumping on the field, say this, Poles is getting them all the pieces. And now it's like he's able to come to him and ask him, what do you see? As opposed to, we're going to change this like that other Phillips guy did, who really didn't know nothing about football. Poles know way more football on his pinky finger than Phillips did. Phillips was more of a businessman. But Poles is also smart enough when it comes to the business side. Warren does his thing. Poles does his thing. Flus does his thing, and the players, regardless of what they may say about Flus, from what I've seen, the players love them some Flus.
Yeah, they love
him. And that's hard. Y'all know as players, a lot of guys everybody don't really like them, but everybody I see, they really like them. And when you got a guy you like that, that's the guy you're going to play hard for. So,
right.
Yep. So, hey, I got the Bears winning 24-18. I got Titans getting a bunch of field goals. Who's up next?
Bears 20. Titans 16.
21-17 Bears.
Bears with a W. Jay.
You said 21-6.
21-17 Bears.
Okay.
I had some, but I was 24. 24-12. I was gonna say 17, but you said 18, so I'll just say 24-12. I do got them. Like I don't think they're gonna score that much on this defense. Say true. I'm just saying all field goals. They may get a touchdown, but I'm going 24-12. Chicago.
Wow,
Okay.
good job. I got the Bears winning 24-13. So we kind of got the same idea.
I see. I don't
first
see
game of the season. Rookie quarterback, second-year quarterback. Dominating defense on our end. I don't know what Tennessee's defense gonna look like. So it's week one, and I was telling one of my coworkers today. I feel like this is gonna be a game where the Bears are gonna be trailing 16-13, and Caleb comes back and wins this game. That's how I'm seeing this game. So that's how I got my score, 20-16.
Okay. Hey, Bernard, when did we make season predictions? Do we have any of that ready? Mine is ready.
Do y'all want it? Y'all want to do it now? Y'all want to do it?
No, I want to see the first game of the season.
I want to see the first game. I get a better idea.
I need to see one game.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm giving my season prediction.
Okay.
I say 10-7. I say 10-7. We get a wild card.
Wow.
Okay. I got 11-6. We make the playoffs.
Wow.
He just dismissed the whole back end of the schedule. Like,
first of all, I don't understand why everybody in Chicago keeps giving Detroit all of these props. We had Detroit destroyed twice last year.
I'm not worried about Detroit, but I'm definitely worried about
the
Packers.
Them mofos.
They're talking better than they playing, so we got to shut them up. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
10-7. I got 10-7 as well.
You got 10-7?
Okay.
And I wouldn't be shocked if they actually won 11 games, though, man. But like I said, we'll see.
And it wouldn't shock me looking at the schedule if they win 12.
Right.
I'm just trying to curb my expectations.
And here's
looking at that schedule, looking at that schedule.
Yes.
I'm telling y'all, man, that first 10 games, if the Bears are who we think they are, using my Dennis Green voice, the Bears are who we thought they are. If they are who we think they are, the Bears would be 7-3 at the end of the first 10, after the first 10 games.
And you know what? Here's something
y'all can think they are. I'm telling you.
Think of the offense from last year and all the games that we should have won and didn't. Now we got the personnel that actually, I believe, can come in at the end of the game and won't make all them stupid mistakes. I think that they'll play steady ball. I think they'll run the clock. I think they'll be a little bit smarter. They could conceivably win 11 or 12 games. But like I said, let's just not put the cart before the horse. But I'm amped.
Right. I was going to say something. Let's not put the cart before the horse.
I got them 10-7 until I see a game, and I may change here and there based off how the first game looked. Hey, Jay, I do agree with you. I agree with you, too, Guy, about games blown last year. But I would say you got to get touchdowns when they are there. When your defense get turnovers and it's favorable for you, favorable field position,
you got to put the ball in the end
drive, like what Bakari said, where you get penalties and you losing yards.
Or you kick a field goal.
You could control
or you kick a field goal.
Yeah.
When your defense get turnovers, you have to put the ball in the end zone.
Or how about the F word? How about the F word? Fumbles.
Turnovers.
Before we leave, I wanted to put a quick shout out to one of my classmates. I haven't seen him out here for about a year or whatever. I want him to come back. Claude Bassett. He does a good job watching the Bears banner. I want him to come on back and let's chat it up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Coming back.
Yeah. Fumbles. People, just because you recover a fumble, it's great you recover, but fumbles are negative plays that set your drive back. You're better off throwing it away if it's a passing play than taking a fumble or taking a sack, because those are negative plays.
It's better if you recover. It's bad if you recover it.
No, I'm saying it's good that you recover it, but you still have bad. I mean, you have bad. You still have bad results, because instead of it being second and 10, it could be 2nd and 15, 2nd and 18. It puts you behind the sticks. So I know sometimes when you look at stats, they show you the quarterbacks, for example, fumbles, but they don't show you they actually show you the fumbles that they lost in the stats. They don't show you a lot of times that you did how many fumbles they actually had. Right? They might have fumbled the ball 20 times, but they recover all of them but 2. But those other 16 times might have been negative drive killers.
Right.
That put them behind.
Excellent point.
Right. So you have to almost factor those in, because when do they occur? If they occur in the fourth quarter, then you have to worry about, is your quarterback choking in those moments, or whoever is fumbling, right? If it's a running back, or if it's, let's say, drop passes. If a receiver is dropping passes in the fourth quarter, maybe that moment is too big for him. You know, you see it's a whole lot of great regular season quarterbacks in the NFL that can't get past one playoff game.
But you know what? And it's also, it's more, it's, I want to say it's more physical than psychological, but it's not. It's more psychological. Look at Russell Wilson. He didn't want a Super Bowl, been out here. He was like, actually had more fumbles than the other guy we had. And he's
I was gonna say, Plank, you've been calling his name all night, but you know your boy might start something.
Good. That gives us a higher draft choice.
Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I'm a fan of Justin Fields. I don't know why everybody think I don't like him. I still like the brother.
I'm all for it. Let him start as many games.
But I do like him, and I wish him all the best, man. But he ain't our quarterback no more. And I don't mean no disrespect, but I'm only concerned about who here. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Jay? Man, we gotta
get you back on here, man.
Before the Packers game, because that's too late in the season to bring you on that late. Because I know
right.
games are real late in the season. So hey, well, let's do a recap. Jay got the Bears winning 21-16. 2016. Okay, 2016. I'm sorry. Guy got the Bears winning 21-17. Plank got the Bears winning 24-13. Bakari has the Bears winning 24-12. Looks like there's no touchdowns. All field goals.
All field goals.
And I got the Bears winning 24-18. So it looked like everybody is on agreement, at least somewhere in the 20s for the Bears.
Yeah, we ain't finna see that offensive explosion yet. Mm-hmm. That might not happen. That might not happen to Houston.
But then they might be just controlling the clock a lot more too, as long as they're getting positive plays. They're like, hey, you know, they might do a heat check on a couple plays, but for the most part, I think they're gonna play steady.
Okay. Hey, y'all got anything else before we shut down for the night? Hey, I'm excited. Football season is back.
That down.
Let's go.
I'm gonna try to log on after the game at Soldier Field. You know, they Wi-Fi is so bad out there, man. But I'm gonna try to log on and get on the post game after the game Sunday.
I've been waiting 5 years for this year, so let's get it going.
You say what?
I like that confidence.
5 years for this year, so let's get it going.
Right. Let's get going. Hey, again, see y'all Sunday. This is a noon game, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see y'all approximately around 3:30 on Sunday, and we'll be looking for a Bears victory for Victory Sunday. Until then,
yes, indeed. Peace.
You know what's funny?